amici, proseguiamo Astrologaster.
God give you good day, Mistress Blarg. Pray tell, what brings you?
I would know whether my lover, Owen Wood, is resolved to leave me something in his will. A small legacy, mayhap. A large one. I do hope he intends to leave me something.
Owen Wood? He is the Dean of Armagh, is he not? But were you not pursuing, Richard Bancroft, the Bishop of London?
Aye, and your notion to use Lambeth Palace for an assignation did work wondrous well.
Grande.
We had a small dalliance, the bishop and I. But 'tis all over now, for I did end it.
Only a small dalliance. But I thought your plans for the bishop were larger in scope. In our last consultation, you had me believe you were looking for something more substantial.
Aye, I was. But I will not lie, I was disappointed.
I see. Now perchance we may proceed to this matter concerning Owen Wood. Pray tell, why would you wish to know whether he has included you in his will? Is he gravely ill?
Not presently, but methinks he will be soon, for he has gone to Ireland to join that peacocking mumphead, the Earl of Essex.
I see. He has gone to fight in Robert Devereux's military campaign to put down the Catholic rebels in Ireland. But you're being a little harsh, are you not? 'Tis true he has had some bad luck of late, but the Earl is a fine...
Oh, a swole-headed failson is what his lordship is. 'Twould not surprise me if he read his map upside down and marched his men into a bog to drown. Pray, let us do my reading, if you please.
Certainly.
Non con questa
If Owen
convinzione.
Wood, the Dean of Armagh, were to die, would Alice Blarg inherit anything from his estate?
Che stronzi. Una maniera di stronzi personaggi. Oppure... Ok. Ma sì, siamo... Ma sì, diciamo quello che vuole sentire.
You are indeed mentioned in Dean Wood's will. Unbeknownst to his wife, he plans to leave you a portion of his fortune. Forsooth, that is what the stars do tell. But if I might offer you my own counsel...
Oh, what an angel of a man! Did I not know it? Dearest Owen, I shall raise a toast to him at the Quiet Bear this even.
Bene. Nessun coito post consulto oggi. E vabbè. Sì, ma secondo me anda male anche con lei. Palese. Che cazzo si chiamava? No, Alice, sì. 5, 6, 7. Madonna, abbiamo ancora... 2 personaggi in realtà, soltanto. 2. Sì, vabbè, ma per alcuni abbiamo fatto 2 cose in croce. Per altri stanno per finire. Allora, lui è finito. Alcuni stanno per concludersi. Perfetto, sì, è finito. Loro 2 pure. Pesantino, ragazzi, è pesantino. Vediamo se stavolta ha azzeccato gli investimenti.
Good dawning, D. Blarg. How may I do you service this day?
I hope you will do me service, Dr. Foreman. For at my last consultation, you served me very ill.
Ah,
Indeed. Your prediction that Raleigh and Essex would succeed in capturing those Spanish
Guarda.
treasure ships did put me in a most lamentable position. I had my tailor fashion me these fine new robes.
Vabbè, non ho perso tanto
and
alla
now I
fine,
have
come
not the money to
punteggio.
pay him for it.
then I'm heartily sorry for it, sir. Though your new robes are indeed very fine. Is that a different shade of black, or...?
and I know not how, but my wife Alice has lately learned of our perilous financial situation.
Ah, oh, ho appena collegato. Coglione io.
Has she?
Aye, and she has had me petition the Archbishop for a promotion. 'Tis her reckoning that if I were promoted to bishop, the increased living
Ovviamente
would
ho
enable
tradotto
me
male
to
qualcosa,
settle
perché
our
non è un
debts.
inglese così
That would
facile.
seem wise under the circumstances. And was your petition successful?
It was. At least at first. Indeed, His Grace did have me believe he is minded to make me Bishop of Salisbury.
The bishopric of Salisbury. But that is excellent well, is it not?
It would be very well, forsooth. But many months have passed, and the Archbishop gives yet no sign of granting the vacant bishopric to anybody.
I see. And he does not say when the matter may be decided?
Nay, indeed he does not. Whenever I raise the question with His Grace, he says he needs time to consider the various episcopal and doctrinal matters concerning such an appointment. All the while, he has me performing additional duties that I dare not refuse, lest I lose his favour. And Mistress Blarg has sent him pies upon numerous occasions.
And yet the Archbishop is not moved? Oh, he must be a very hard man indeed, for your wife's pies are well renowned for their powers of persuasion. Now, let us see what the stars can tell us. Will Thomas Blarg, Dean of Rochester, be granted the bishopric of Salisbury?
Rimane amichevole. Deve dimostrare la sua fedeltà a Dio, credo. Nessune ambizioni saranno garantite, cioè deve portare pazienza. No. Mettiamola su questo piano. Cioè non diciamogli che quello che vuole sentirsi dire, più che altro perché abbiamo un punteggio altino, cioè non è come la moglie, capito? Dove avevo un punteggio del cazzo, potevo cannare un attimo. Lui ha un punteggio alto, quindi comunque che possiamo portare più in alto, quindi siamo realistici, ecco, ove possibile. Tanto va a cazzo, amici, cioè l'abbiamo appurato,
The
quindi
stars do confirm that you will be granted the bishopric, for you have acquitted your duties well and proved
allora
yourself
ho
a
tradotto
skilled
male.
administrator.
Gesù.
Forsooth, I've
Oh, no.
heard it remarked that the recent removal of some of your cathedral's more decadent furnishings has rendered the cathedral more, well, more suitable for humble worship and sober reflection.
Blessed news! And upon which day will I be ordained? I must inform Mistress Blarg, so that she may
Vabbè, non gli ho
prepare
detto
our
chissà
household for
quante
removal to
cazzate
the
alla
Bishop's
fine.
palace at Salisbury.
Well, I would advise you and Mistress Blarg not to act too
Ok, no.
precipitously.
Quello che volevo
For the
alla fine.
stars indicate that you may need to exercise the Christian virtue of patience as... oh,
Patience? Sirrah, do not speak to me of patience. John Whitgift has strung me along for over a year on this matter. A bishop's living is little use to me if I'm to be bankrupted while waiting on it.
E niente, ed è calata comunque. Voglio morire sotto sofferenze atroci. Proseguiamo.
Ah, good morrow, Mr. Moore. How fare you this day?
Forsooth, I fare very well, for I have become acquainted with the most wondrous of creatures, a lady who has lately been widowed.
Ah, let me just take some notes here. Is this one dark or fair? Auburn with eyes of green, mayhap? I do not believe there's yet been an auburn-haired maid.
Fie, Mr. Foreman. Prithee show more respect for ladies than to view them as mere collections of physical charms. Beauty alone is of nothing to a man such as I. Nay, my heart does belong to a worldly woman of culture and learning, her head almost as striking as the soft hair and radiant eyes that adorn it. Indeed, her gift of understanding is so strong she can listen to my sonnets for hours on end.
She can she? Forsooth, the lady does show great strength of mind indeed. And how might I advise you?
I would have you tell me whether I should marry her, for, as you know, I have offered my troth to ladies in the past, and it has not ended well for me. So, this time I did tell myself, Lancelot, you will proceed with caution. You will know the lady for at least a month before you think of wedding her, and then you'll go directly to Foreman for his counsel.
Then let us consult the stars now. Should Lancelot Moore marry this wondrous and worldly widow?
Certo che sì. Allora. Ma no. Non vedo perché. Ma perché? No, scopro una volta diamogli notizie negative, vediamo che succede.
This lady, sir. You are a wealthy man, and she has designs upon your fortune that may result in your untimely death.
Ye gods! Verily?
I am afeard so. You must take care not to let your emotions lead you astray.
She seemed so. She told me she... Are you sure? You did not put a planet in the wrong house or what not?
Aye, quite sure.
Oh, well indeed, 'tis most lamentable. Oh, what a waste of such fine eyes. Mayhap Emma has a sister.
Sarà stato sharp. Ok, e siamo a 50. Manca l'ultimo consulto per lui. Madonna, non vedevamo la signora Fortescue da più di un anno. 99, 4 giugno 99, non vedevamo lei dal 96. Cazzo, sono passati 3 anni. Aveva avvelenato qualcun altro? Ma queste cose sono carinissime. Per mezz'ora, un'ora. Dopo un po' sono pesantissime, anche perché durano tanto.
Mistress Fortescue.
I do hope you may help me, Dr. Foreman, for I am mightily afflicted with fever and pain.
Yes, I see. Your face is a trifle red in colour. When did your troubles begin? At a dinner party, perchance?
Nay, 'twas at a luncheon, the one I gave this day. I sought to play a trick upon my friend, Lady Emma Dyer, and I worry God is punishing me for my japery.
And what manner of jape did you play on your friend at this luncheon of yours? Pray, describe the ruse to me.
Well, I came upon the idea when I took receipt of a trunk full of exotic goods from the New World. Lovely gifts sent home to me by my gallant husband. Knew you of my husband, Captain Henry Fortescue? He is a great friend of Sir Walter Raleigh, of course.
I think you have mentioned him once or twice, madam.
The trunk contained a parcel of dried fruits, full red in colour they were, and with them a note of warning. On it was writ that these fruits, if not consumed in moderation, can provoke a hot, pricking fever when ingested.
Ah, yes. I have read of this fruit in the writings of Spanish explorers. Capsicum icaramba mequema is the botanical name, I believe.
I am well known for serving the most original dishes at my table. Hence my guests were not surprised when I invited them to try my exotic fruit. I served them each a sweet pie containing one of these, capsicum...
Icaramba mequema.
But I made sure Emma received a pie containing the very largest fruit, and I the very smallest one.
Gravissimo.
See, you hoped to occasion a fever in your friend while escaping the same fate yourself. And yet this ruse did not succeed, I take it.
Nay, it did not, Dr. Foreman.
Non lo so, amici, io non ce la faccio più, manco per stare troppo attenzione, onestamente.
To the challenge. But Emma ate hers all up, as did I. I was sure I would be safe, and that she would turn red and begin to perspire most shamefully, but she remained as cool as a cucumber. But
you, madam?
But I began to feel such pain in my mouth and throat. My face and eyes turned red. Moisture gathered on my brow and bosom, and damp marks appeared on my bodice. I could not conceal it from my guests. 'Twas humiliating.
How distressing for you, madam. Let us now seek a solution to this mystery in the stars. What might explain the querent's affliction?
Allora... Non credo. È stata stregata. Sì.
One moment, madam, while I consult that Spanish book I mentioned earlier. The one recounting travels in the New World. Ah, yes. That is interesting.
What is interesting, Dr. Foreman?
The stars say you have quinsy, and this book confirms my suspicions as to what provoked it. Madam, 'tis not the larger fruits that occasion pain when consumed. 'Tis the small ones, such as the one you had baked into the pie for yourself.
You mean to say the smaller fruits are more dangerous than the larger ones? How strange! Verily, how topsy-turvy!
The pain will be gone by the morrow, but in the meantime you may find relief by washing your mouth out with wine.
Burgundy wine? Or will an ordinary claret suffice?
Any wine will do, madam. God give ye good even, Mistress Fortescue.
Beh, è andata bene. Esatto. Cosa abbiamo? Ah, lui è buono. Buono, è nuovo. Amici, dovevo andare a pranzo. Humphrey Bell, lui è nuovo.
Good morrow, young sir. Methinks this is your first consultation, Mr.
Humphrey Bell, sir.
And how may I do you service this day, Mr. Bell?
I want to get lean in that.
You wish to become lean, you say? And why would you need to be any leaner than you are now? You do not appear at all overplump. Indeed, you appear to be a young man in the full vigour of health.
Yay, but I do the lady parts though, innit?
You do the lady parts. Oh, I see. You are a player who plays feminine roles upon the stage. Yes, I think I recognize you now. You play for Lord Chamberlain's men, do you not? The company of players led by Will Shakespeare, Richard Burbage, and Will Kemp, among others.
Aye, sir. I play for them as a hired man, and next month I'm to play a fairy queen in a play we're doing for Lord Hunsdon at his daughter's wedding. But boss man Burbage says I'm too plump for the role.
Humphrey, you're girth does make it difficult for an audience to imagine you getting up out of your fairy throne, let alone flying.
Yes, I think I understand. 'Twould imperil the audience's suspension of disbelief, thus breaking the fourth wall, as you players so call it.
Ah, sir, indeed. Mr. Burbage worries much for them scenery walls, for he says my rear end is of such a size 'tis liable to smash right through 'em. Anyways, Mistress Burbage told me that to fit into her gowns she bids herself chunder after eating. Might you give me some herbs for that or something?
And Mistress Burbage would be Richard Burbage's wife, I presume. Well, to judge what would be most effective in your case, I shall need to consult the stars. What should Mr. Humphrey Bell do to become leaner?
Voglio un attimo vedere che come cazzo vuol dire leaner per... Ma che te che ne ho solo 3, non capisco. Per rispondere bene, almeno minimo. Voleva dire snello, aiuto. Si è aperto, che voleva dire snello. Quindi... non credo. Mi sembra la più sensata, non minimo.
The solution is quite simple, Mr. Bell. If you would make yourself leaner, you have but to eat less.
Why would I need a doctor to tell me that though? I need something to do it quicker than that, urgent like. Know you what I mean?
Indeed. Sadly, I am familiar with the tendency of the young folk of this day to seek quick, easy fixes to their problems.
What about Mistress Burbage and her chundering though? Can I not have what she is taking?
Well, there are ways to induce imbalances in your body to purge itself, but doing so is not at all healthsome. For instance, I might have told you of the dangerous practice of taking goodly quantities of prunes and rhubarb to purge from the fundament, but that would have been negligent of me, for as a physician I cannot endorse...
Prunes and rhubarb? So I just eat them things? Easy.
Thank
you, Doctor. Give you a good day.
Hold, sir. I'd strongly advise against such a...
Lo rivedremo. Gesù, altre volte. Altre 5 volte. Cioè, voglio dire, queste parti mi fanno bene con i personaggi nuovi ancora, capito? Perché lì me lo presenti, eccetera. Ma cazzo, ogni volta che mi arriva un personaggio che ho già visto quelle mille volte, che cazzo di senso ha ogni volta rifarmi la cantilena? Meno, decisamente meno.
Good day, my lord. I must own, your lordship's visit to my chambers does surprise me, for I'd believed... well, indeed, all of England believes that you are in Ireland at present.
Did anyone see me? No? Good. Now, bid your manservant close the shutters.
As your lordship pleases. William! William! Pray close the shutters. Yes, all of them. And fetch us some candles.
I pray the counsel you give me this day be wise, sirrah, for I find myself in the most desperate of predicaments.
And the last advice I gave you? That of offering to lead a military campaign to put down the Irish rebellion? I trust it worked to win back the Queen's favour. Indeed, the parade given to send you off was most impressive. I was there. Did you see me? I did wave at you. Nay, I do not imagine you would have seen me. So great were the crowds.
Yes, my offer to lead the campaign was well received by the Queen.
Buono, quindi.
But there was a fatal flaw in your advice.
Oh,
no.
And this flaw was...
Is it not obvious? I had to verily go to that midge-ridden bog-hole and try to put down the Irish. God's breath! Have you seen the Irish? They are savages. That Irish chieftain O'Neill and his band of fen-born brutes are especially bad.
Forsooth, they sound most fearsome. 'Tis a mercy you escaped with your life and are now back home safe in England.
Nay, I am not yet safe in England, I fear. For when the Queen finds out that I made a truce with O'Neill, heaven only knows how ill she will take it. Even my leaving Ireland without her permission will doubtless vex her.
Then the Queen has not been informed of your return?
Nay, she knows yet nothing of it. I am at present taking refuge with my sister, the Countess of Devonshire, at her country estate. But I cannot hide there forever. Hence I am come to you this day so that the stars may advise me on how I may extract myself from my current predicament and win back the favour of the Queen.
Then let us see what the stars advise. How might Lord Devereux escape the displeasure of Her Majesty the Queen and regain her favour?
Allora, lui è... No, ma ce l'avevamo già, la sua lettera, quindi qualsiasi cosa gli diciamo... Ok, no.
The stars foretell of violence enacted by officers of the law.
Ah, verily. 'Tis doubtless a beheading. Forsooth, I do enjoy a good beheading.
Well, 'tis likely to be a trifle more elaborate than that. If the Queen is particularly vexed, it will start with a quick hanging until just afore the point of death, followed by a disemboweling and emasculation.
Ah, yes, of course.
Whereafter the gentleman is invited to watch his own entrails and privy parts being lightly grilled upon an open fire, before he is chopped into 4 separate pieces.
A quartering, I think you mean?
Which, as etiquette dictates, are then to be parcelled up and sent as gifts to any friends and family members unable to attend the ceremony.
Ah, yes, splendid. An execution with all the trimmings. Verily, whilst a simple beheading can be a most elegant entertainment, 'tis a trifle too, well, continental for my taste. Why, 'tis oft over in mere moments. Whereas a full English execution keeps one entertained throughout the whole morning. Though I fail to see what this has to do with... God's breakfast! You mean I am the one to be hung, drawn, and quartered?
Well, yes, very possibly. I am afeard the only course left to you now is to humble yourself before the Queen. The stars suggest you might be able to convince her to look upon you as the son she never had. A naughty, wayward child who has rebelled against his parent. With time and patience, she may forgive you.
In truth, 'tis not the worst of ideas, and it might even clear the path for the possibility of... Yes, methinks this plan may serve me very well.
Vabbè, tanto lui la lettera ce l'ha già mandata, quindi... Anzi, bello, sì, tornerà un'altra volta, ne manca uno. Vediamo un attimo, allora, Thomas Blagg tornerà una volta sola, Ellis Blagg altre 3, Nicholas, bella, abbiamo finito. Lui, Lancelot Moore, tornerà un'altra volta, lei altre 3. Tu un'altra sola, ok. Tu altre 3, tu altre 2, tu minchia altre 5. Lei è morta, lei ci ha lasciato, tu altre 2, poi ce n'è un altro ancora. Vediamo chi abbiamo adesso. Ok, so che ho appena controllato, ma volevo controllare. Ok, terza visita, vediamo che cazzo gli avevamo detto l'ultima volta. Ah, ok. Che poi questo gioco ha una cosa completamente stupida, proprio non ha nessun senso. Cioè, soprattutto con che cazzo era lei, ok? Con lei. Cioè, a lei abbiamo detto delle puttanate colossali, perché ogni volta che dicevamo qualcosa andava ovviamente in merda, che funziona tutto a caso, ok? Comunque, le dicevamo puttanate cosmiche, però tornava. Cioè, che cazzo? Cioè, io sono un truffatore, senza licenza. E ti ho detto anche delle minchiate, ma tu cosa fai? Torni da me ogni volta. Ma perché? Ma perché? Cioè, perché non dà? Magari mettimi un personaggio in più, cazzo, ma a un certo punto tronca la questione con un personaggio in particolare, perché se no arrivi a dei livelli di idiozia allucinanti, cioè non ha nessun senso, Cristo. Quanto siamo di video? Ok, bello, dopo questo sfogo ci vediamo alla prossima parte.